My grandmother said, 2 decades ago, we were harvesting double of what we harvested today. I'm afraid in future, you'll have no food to feed your children from this land. And this turns out to be true. Farmers like my grandmother in Africa pay 2 to 3 times the world fertilizer prices due to importation costs. What is worse is the fact that these farmers can only afford the cheapest synthetic fertilizers that in the long run degrades their soil, leading to reduced yields, making them food insecure. This is unacceptable. There are 4 million farmers, just like Mr. Kibushi in Kenya, paying 76 million USD every year for these ineffective fertilizers. And we anticipate that the global value by 2030 of this market will be 30 billion. Imagine giving Mr. Kibushi the power to make his own fertilizer in his own village. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Samuel Rigu, the founder and CEO of Safi Organics. We help farmers like Mr. Kibushi to make their own fertilizers. We give them a technology that can be taken from farm to farm, converting their crop residues into a fertilizer base. Then we buy this fertilizer base from the farmers in our mini plants that we set in the local villages. Then we add a special recipe that makes it a complete fertilizer branded Safi Salvi. Once we have the fertilizer, then we sell it back to these farmers, completing the waste to cash loop. What is better is the fact that once a farmer buys our fertilizer and uses it in his farm, he will see an increase in yields equivalent to 30%. And in terms of value, that is $120 every season per acre of land the farmer uses our product. And this is the kind of impact we want to make to 240 million farmers across. Why would a farmer continue to use our technology? Because we are doing things cheaper compared to traditional way of producing fertilizers and faster compared to biological composting. To date, we have proven that a mini plant can be profitable with 2,500 paying customers. And this has been made possible by an able team and a team of advisory board. Looking into the future, today we seek 250,000 USD. This is enough money to replicate our successful pilot in 10 other villages in Kenya. And we will impact at least 3 million farmers, households in the country. And this will place us on a runway to help 240 million farmers across the globe to rise out of poverty sustainably. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Samuel. Could you just explain to me, as you scale this product, is how you will protect the integrity of what is the active ingredient getting mixed with biomass?
Right. So far with the active ingredient that we mix with the biomass, it's a secret sauce, and we are the only people who are producing that within the organization. But as we scale up, we know it will be a challenge because we also anticipate that people who are working with us might tend to expose it. So currently we are looking into ways that we can patent it. So that is one way to look into it. And also with the patented technology, it will be okay. However, we also think that because it is made from local materials and it may vary from one country to the next based on what is available in those countries. Hence, it can be protected within the context of a country. Yep.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question on, you have presented some numbers on the profitability of the technology that you're presenting. But like they're very aggregate and most of them are like for the future. Like, do you have numbers that at the farmer level, like of your 2,500 customers that you can use to show that actually you have a positive economic analysis of the application of the fertilizer?
Right. Okay. So since when we started in 2015, we have been growing our customer base. And one of the things that we did, we selected 240 farmers to carry out our trials with them, comparing our fertilizer to the synthetic fertilizers. And we have that data available for the 240 farmers. However, in terms of the metric and in terms of the sales, in the last year, that is in 2018, we made sales of 40,000 USD. That's the number. That is the figure that we made in terms of sales. So all this data is available, and we can share it with you.
Thanks, Samuel. In terms of performance and cost, how does your fertilizer compare against a traditional synthetic fertilizer?
Right. In terms of the cost, our fertilizer costs about $15 per 50 kg bag, while the synthetic fertilizer will cost about $30 also when it is unsubsidized. In terms of performance, on the other hand, we see that our product increases the yields for the farmer by 30%. And this is because our fertilizer not only rejuvenates the farmer's soil, but also at the same time, it is carbon negative. This gives us the advantage that we are saving on the environment. Therefore, the product performs better and hence makes the farmer earn more, which is equivalent to $120 for every acre of land.
I was wondering, once you've given or sold the fertilizer to the farmer, how much follow-up support do you give them?
So currently we have agronomists on the ground who follow up on the farmer and the performance. We have also allowed the farmers to get directly in touch with us in case of a problem, whether it's related to our product or related to their crop. This helps build loyalty with the farmers. However, as we grow and as we expand, say we reach maybe 100,000 customers, we may not be able to offer that personalized kind of contact. So one of our team members is also thinking on developing an app that can help the farmers interact with us much at a closer level without us not being there physically.
Mr. Samuel, the solution or the fertilizer that you are producing, is it going to eliminate the use of chemical fertilizer, or it is going to be something additional to the chemical fertilizer?
Well, our fertilizer in Kenya currently is registered as a standalone fertilizer, hence it can be used as a standalone fertilizer. However, therefore it can replace the commercial fertilizers. However, saying that we'll completely eradicate the synthetic fertilizer, that may not be very true. That may not be very true. And the good news is sometimes working on a balance on the synthetic fertilizer and the organic fertilizer can bring better yield and better results. So ours, I would say, is both complementary and can stand as a lone fertilizer to the farmers who are doing pure organic farming. It can work for them as a standalone fertilizer. But for other farmers who want to do the combination of both, it will work well to amend their soils, and at the same time, they get the nutrient from these other fertilizers too.